What's going on, people? Family here from TiCGN.com. And you guys have leveled up to 49. Thank you for you guys rocking with us once again. But before we get to introductions, I do want to give a rest in paradise, rest in peace. As you guys can see, as my chat overlay today, we did lose a great one in the gaming community. Now, this is the Xbox community, but we lost a great one in the gaming community, as Xbox Addict has went home. And it's been a sad day. It's been wonderful to support people been showing. If you guys haven't noticed, a lot of people have changed their avatars on Twitter today in honor of Matt, also known as the Xbox Addict. So I want to give my condolences to his wife, to his children. And I just want everybody to make sure you guys celebrate gaming today. This guy was all about gamers, man. It wasn't just about Xbox. Yes, Xbox was his favorite platform, and he loved it. That's why he was the Xbox Addict. But he never say anything ill about any other platform. He was never into the console war stuff. He was just a man who enjoyed he loved his country. He served his country, and it's also a man who loved video games. So rest in peace. What was that, Ma?
Go ahead.
No, I just want to say rest in paradise, Matt. We'll see you again one day, man. And we lost a good one today.
Yeah, I had very minimal interaction with him myself personally, but I did see a lot of other people interact with him on a daily basis, and he's actually just a reflection of the Xbox gaming community. Period. A lot of times we think inside the box, and we think about the 2 or 3 people that we see every day on Twitter, whatever that we want to, frame as a certain type of game or whatever. But he's a reflection of Xbox community, of gamers overall. Period. That just love to play games, and he was very. When I would watch him engage with people in the community, and he was just very uplifting, even when he was going through his sicknesses and illnesses towards the end, just being positive and just showing off his enthusiasm and his collection. I mean, you would see his collection. I would just go, wow. But I would just see how engaged he was with everyone and how much everyone loved him. And he was genuinely loved and adored in the Xbox community. So I didn't change my name and all that because I felt like I only interacted with him a few times. I didn't know him like that. So I just felt like that, I can't. I felt like I should honor someone like that I really didn't know. But I get others for doing it. So that's it's kind of when it puts things into perspective when you see someone lose their life.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think that I can be, the upside of everything, but truly, you have to really reflect and look at self and look at things truly for what it is. Gaming should be where we come to have fun and where we enjoy and when we just kind of, enjoy it, and I think he and what he represented kind of helps you put that into perspective. And that's it.
He would definitely want one of the best of us. He probably was the best of us. I actually met him back when me and Nick were in Hard Knock, and I was getting ready to do a piece on him.
Okay.
I think back at that point he maybe had 5,000-6,000 followers at that point. It definitely wasn't as big as it is now. His brand, because what he had a brand, and some things happened. I wasn't able to actually do the piece, but that's how me and him really started talking. Was I really appreciated what he did and his fandom, and I wanted to do an article on him. And I hate, that's the first thing I thought of when I heard that he passed. Is I never got to sit down with him and do that article that I wanted to do on him. So
yeah,
rest in peace, Matt. We lost a good one today, but we're gonna get to what Matt loved and what we all love, and that's gaming. So let's get to the introductions. We are missing 2 people today. Crunk is MIA, as we know she is to be some time, and unfortunately we don't have Dallas on today. But who we do have is my right hand woman, Miss 2v1 herself.
All right. Hey, y'all know me. This Mamacita Classic Gamer Gals. There's no whole lot I can keep saying to that because y'all know who I am. You know my gamer tag. You know my Twitter handle, all that good stuff. So I just promise to always try my best to keep it classy. Y'all notice I said try my best now because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that today.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, because she got something for Nick apparently.
I sure do.
I don't understand. Like I'm usually like real quiet,
because,
modest, innocent, and humble. And
no, you're not. No, you're
I'm
not.
just the sweetest
Don't even
person in the
try
world.
it. We had Shinobi in here last week, and you want to act a fool.
You were acting up for the company.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
You hit down for at least 3 black jokes, like you did.
Because he's black as night. What am I supposed to do? Ignore that?
And how Goofy gonna call me corny?
I called you corny?
Yeah, you did. What was you on medicine or something? Don't know what you doing.
I remember that.
What?
I remember calling your boy the Dark Knight and everything, but I don't remember calling you corny.
All right. Well, we have guests today, so you gonna be good.
Right today.
By all means, feel free to go off if you need to.
All right.
And for the second show in the row, and I just can't believe this man actually decided to bless us with his presence.
Man, you know.
My light-skinned brother from somebody else's mother, Mr. Nickodemus X.
Yeah, this is Nico, the king of indies, the innocent one. You know what I'm saying? The one that can do no wrong. I'm out here in these streets, you know, making things
happen. That sounds like some light skin to talk right there.
Got him.
I mean, you know,
I like her already, girl.
That's the light skin talk, that type of stuff. They shoot at you, ladies, and you know, break your hearts like a week later. That type of stuff. Are y'all familiar with that or something?
No, not in the least. No.
Okay. All right. But yeah, I'm back.
I told you, Jasmine will give you the business. She gave me the business on Twitter. I told you.
Oh, real? You lucky. I like the business. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here and, you know, ready to have a good show. Shout out to Bishop Games. Lightfall is coming out April 26th on the Switch and the PC. Make sure you guys check that out. You know what I'm saying?
You pitching Switch games? Oh man.
I'm pitching indie. I'm pitching indie greatness, no matter what platform it's on.
What's wrong with Switch games, though?
No, nothing's wrong with Switch games. I have a Switch, and I'm just shocked that he's pitching them. Because he's always trashing.
He's been riding and dying for Sony for so long. Like he said, it's the greatest company, greatest console, greatest everything of all time.
Well, you know it is though. So
it definitely is. It definitely is. But you know, the Switch is really holding it down for me right now. It really is. You know, PlayStation and Switch is the perfect combination for every gamer.
Yeah. Too bad you're not a gamer.
So I got my Switch right here. You know what I'm saying? I've been playing a lot of it. You know what I'm saying?
Your wife plays that thing more than you.
Did you play Mario Odyssey?
Man. I have not gotten Mario Odyssey. I've really been playing my indie games on the Switch. It's my indie on-the-go station right now. But I do want to play Mario Odyssey. I just need that thing to hit a price drop.
I wish I had gotten it at a for a price.
Last but not least, I've had this wonderful young lady on the show before. And she, like I said, she gave me the business on Twitter one day, and I was like, "You have to come on Double XP because we need that. We need that fire that I know you can bring." From the beautiful ladies are Pretty Brown and Nerdy, Miss Jasmine.
Hello, sweetheart. I'm doing great. How are y'all?
We are doing wonderful. Thank you for coming on with us. Now, for people who do not know or didn't watch the Black Nerd Culture episode, can you let the people know who you are and where you are from?
So I currently reside in Dallas, Texas.
Baby, let's go. Stand up.
I'm sorry?
DF Dub.
Yes.
Another Cowboy fan?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm liking this girl even more. All right.
I don't watch American football. I'm more of a ball type of girl, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I feel you.
Arsenal.
Okay.
But I am a part of Pretty Brown and Nerdy, and we talk about all things nerd culture and content. You can find us on YouTube. We have a website and our very own podcast, Black by Popular Demand. And yeah, so I'm ready to get this started.
dopeness. Now, just like everyone else on the page, even people who are missing, if you look underneath their avatar, you guys will see where you can find them. So if you do guys want to get in contact with Jasmine or follow her on Twitter, her Twitter handle is right underneath her avatar. Now, before we, this is a Texas podcast. Macaval, what's up, my brother? Sam, what is good? Dark Raw Games. I don't know what happened to music, Chaka. Thank you guys for rocking with us once again. If you're watching it live, watching on TiC Game Network, iTunes, Pod, wherever you listen to this podcast, thank you guys for rocking with us once again. And yes, Danny, Chicago is trash.
Damn, what the hell is going on?
Okay.
Why we throwing shots at Chicago? Like, what's that about?
What?
That just came out of nowhere.
Like, what?
Like, what's going on around here?
My bad,
you know,
my bad.
Chicago full of killers, man. I don't know if we want to be saying that.
I ain't read about Demi and his Chirac.
Demi ain't no killer. Come on.
Yeah, Demi, he ain't old enough to buy a rated R movie ticket, let alone buy a gun.
Now, I wasn't saying that. Come on.
Now, before we get to today's topics, I do want to ask the panel, what are you guys playing? I know we got some people really want to hear, and they want to hear us argue, but at the end of the day, we are gamers, and this debating stuff is just for fun. So what are you guys actually playing right now? I'm going to do Nick last. I know you probably ain't gaming playing nothing. I'm going to start with our guest. Miss Jasmine, what are you currently playing right now?
Let me pull out the Switch real quick. Go ahead.
Miss Jasmine, what are you currently playing, sweetheart?
Well, as of right now, I'm currently playing 2 games mostly. I don't really have time to play since I do a whole lot of stuff throughout the day. So when I do have time to kind of wind down, I like to play Overwatch. Right now, I am also playing Monster Hunter. I'm a big Monster Hunter fan, so I'm so happy it's returned to console. So I'm enjoying Monster Hunter World right now. But on Friday, I will be enjoying God of War. So that's my plans.
God of War.
Mamacita, what have you been playing, love?
I've been on Far Cry 5 on PlayStation. So I've already wrapped up the campaign.
I'm you to buy it for the X.
Well, the thing is, y'all know I'm huge on co-op. What you mean, why would I? The reason I bought it on PlayStation is because that's where my co-op friends were for Far Cry 4. Y'all remember at the beginning of this generation, I was on PlayStation, right? Okay, I was buying my third-party games on PlayStation. So I just wanted to continue on with my friends on PS4. I am considering buying it for the Xbox One X. I understand, it has all the enhancements and all that stuff. But I chose to get it there so I could.
You play your third party?
Yeah, I was buying my my third party games on PlayStation initially because it was slacking first party in the beginning. No, it was slacking exclusives in the beginning of the generation. So I had all the exclusives on Xbox and third party on PS4. Mm-hmm.
How are you liking Far Cry so far?
I like it. I like it. Of course, I don't like the fact, I've been playing in the campaign as as a co-op, and I don't like the fact, of course, the campaign doesn't progress and all that. But you do get your resistance points and your perk points and all that. I like it. I don't know. I think I liked Far Cry 4 better, though. I mean, Far Cry 4 a little better, though. I think I did. Yeah. I think that the enemies get a little boring after a while for me. I just kind of get the same ones spawning. And the story, I think the story isn't as good as it could have been. I wasn't as interested. A lot of times I didn't even know what was happening. I'm like, okay, what's happening? And why is this happening? But I mean, as far as the fun, I mean, I play co-op games. I like playing with other people and just having fun and messing around. I mean, the ways to get killed and all that stuff, or it's just fun. But I mean, it's good. It's a good game.
Okay. All right, Nick. I know you ain't been playing much or nothing, but what you been playing, bro?
Actually, I would have you know, hooked my Switch up to this new 4K TV that I have,
which is a waste. Play it in handheld, bro.
I've been playing Kirby in beautiful 4K.
That ain't 4K,
Pix or it didn't happen. Pix or it didn't happen.
Beautiful 4K.
That's not 4K.
I will take pics for you guys.
It didn't happen.
I will take pics and make videos and all that shit and put it on Twitter for you guys. So
you calling that stretched picture 4K? Really?
It looks beautiful, sir. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? The Switch has marvelous capabilities. Okay, that you are just.
It really does.
It really does.
I had one. I threw it away. No, I'm saying it ain't a bad console. But what I'm saying is that ain't.
You didn't wait until the good stuff came out because you got a lot more better games now, and Smash about to drop. So.
Yeah, you
I
need to
told
get back
myself
on
I
this.
would buy another one at some point, but when I bought it way too early. I was a day one buyer.
Yeah, so was I.
And I was like, I was after Zelda. I was like, okay, what do I do with that?
Yeah, honestly, I was the same way. I'm not even gonna lie. That was me. I was a day oneer, and I bought it mainly because of Zelda, because I love my Zelda games, and I can't miss out on any of them. Like I did that with the Wii too, with Skyward Sword. So. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm one of those people that I'm kind of glad that I held out because it was worth it in the end. But yeah, I would say definitely buy another one because there's a good amount of games on it now.
I told myself, people gonna say I'm lame, but I told myself when they finally drop that Pokemon game, I will get another one. But I think I'm gonna do it for Smash. But the thing about the Switch is when I had it since I had it day one. Remember, it was a point where it was sold out everywhere, so I was able to flip it and make the money off of it. I made about $150 off of the sale.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say something regarding the Pokemon, but I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, so I'm not gonna say it.
Well, you got a hold of my DMs.
No, I can't.
Oh boy. Okay, so we're gonna get to the first topic of the day, and we're gonna talk about y'all know about Matt Booty. Anybody know who Matt Booty is?
Who?
Matthew Booty.
Nah, fam. What is this? A porn star? Who is this?
Huh?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I don't know.
Why you gotta pronounce it like that? There's so much emphasis on booty. Matthew Booty.
Matthew
type of catalog you got, sir, but I don't watch that type of stuff. I'm sorry.
Well, Sir Matthew, for those of y'all know, he took Phil Spencer's job when Phil got promoted. All right, so that's who Matt Booty is. So he put out a tweet, and he's about Daryl Gallagher and thanking him for announcing that he'd be joining the what do they call it, the executive team over there at Xbox, and it's got a lot of people. I'm sorry, it's the Microsoft Studio Executive Leadership Team. And so for those who not know what that team consists of, it consists of Rod Ferguson, Craig Duncan. It's the head of Microsoft Studios. So if you don't know who Daryl Gallagher is, he was the head over at Crystal Dynamics. At one point, I know he did have a position at Activision as well. But him coming over to Xbox, to a lot of people, including myself, that's signaling the fact that he may be getting his own studio. And on top of them announcing who he is, they said there'd be more to come at E3. So I get my juices flowing, my speculatory, stuff in my head moving. And I'm thinking that Microsoft, they're going to finally announce that, hey, we have another studio headed by Daryl Gallagher. And if you guys don't, the Crystal Dynamics, or what have they done? That's Rise of the Tomb Raider. Which it's a game, the type of game that people say is lacking on Xbox. It's single player, AAA, story driven. So I want to get y'all's thoughts on them getting this talent over, because it is talent. He is a very talented guy. So I want to get y'all's thoughts on what do you guys think this means? Is this just somebody over here that's doing kind of what Shannon Loftus does? Or do you think Microsoft is finally taking us serious and finally realizing that, hey, we are really behind on first party studios, and I'm going to give someone of this caliber who made the head of this caliber of game his own studio? I want to start with you, Ryan.
Well, I mean, the fact that he worked for what, Activision before. I think he was at Sony for a little bit too.
I want to say he started in Sony, if I'm not mistaken. He was a art director, and he was the same art director at Square Enix as well. And then he got promoted to head of the studio.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they put in, you know, the piece where we'll have more to say at E3. I mean, that kind of tells me, okay, you're going to have something grandiose to say about his role at Xbox's Microsoft Studios, and then I'm hoping that that's going to be some type of announcement of a game studio and some type of new IP. Of course, we saw the wording in the Xbox E3 online language where they mentioned during the briefing talking about presenting new IP for 2018 or unannounced games for 2018 and beyond. So I'm hoping that he is tied into this. I mean, it sounds like looks like they are making this type of moves with his hiring and bringing him on the team. And with that background, I just cannot see them letting that particular talent not bleed over into, you know, producing and, you know, some type of big game, because that's what we really are expecting this year.
And I don't think Microsoft has any room to let talent go to waste. I think they're wasting talent at 343. They're wasting talent at the Coalition. They let Rare do their own thing. They gave us Sea of Thieves. I'm like, okay, cool, but you're not letting Rare be Rare. So it'd be asinine and stupid of Microsoft to say, hey, all right, we're going to get this guy over here. We're going to bring him over here and not let him control or own or run his own studio. And Microsoft did come out and say, hey, and it was kind of a stupid thing to say about E3, right? And I'm going to keep it funky. We're going to talk about games for unannounced games for 2018 and beyond. Ain't that what you're supposed to do at E3? I thought that was kind of silly, honestly. But Nick,
I mean, what unannounced games did we get at E3 last year that actually that we saw for 2017? There were no unannounced games. There were no games that we didn't know about. Now, I took that as, when you say an unannounced game for 2018, that game is going to be released in 2018.
Yeah, I said 2018 and beyond. So it's going to be something coming out this year. But you kind of want to.
We didn't get that last year.
We didn't. But here's the thing: like, are you going to get our hopes up and make us believe that there is a big title coming? If it's some indie stuff, I mean, no knocking indies, but that's not something you say, hey, we got unannounced stuff coming this year. Like, unless it's something major, like, why even say that? And by my knowledge, what are these studios working on? 343, we know is working on Halo 6. The Coalition, we know is working on Gears 5. Rare is doing nothing but trying to fix the Sea of Thieves. Turn 10 is working on the next Forza game. Playground, we know is working on Forza Horizon 4 and Fable. There's no other studio.
I mean, is he preaching or what? He's doing all this ad-libbing in the background like he in church.
Because he's speaking facts right now. I mean, like what do we got? What do we got over here, man? Like, you know, I'm glad that, you know, they're picking up new talent finally and everything, but like it really depends on how they utilize this talent, because we all know Microsoft desperately needs, you know, new studios, desperately needs people with talent to create new and exciting games rather than the same old games that Fame just mentioned. So I hope they utilize this talent correctly. But honestly, man, I'm just be honest with you guys, I don't really have much faith in Microsoft and their decision making. Honestly, I don't think their focus is really on what it needs to be. And I really don't think they're going to utilize this talent the way that they need to.
But is that because? Go ahead, Jasmine.
I was saying, you know what's going to happen at E3 yet, so maybe they're just trying to hype up people for what they're going to present. But at this point, we don't even know what they plan on showing at E3, because they don't really have anything that we would be able to predict that they're going to show. So
the only thing I can predict is they're going to tease Halo 6.
Yeah,
they're going to show Forza Horizon 4, which is rumored to be
things that we know. You know, things that we already know, obviously, that they're going to show. Yeah. But, you know, aside from that, what? So they're probably just trying to hype up people for their conference, if anything, because now they're saying, you know, okay, they have this guy. So what content are they bringing out and what? Because obviously they're not going to make this announcement and not have anything to show for it.
I mean, I would hope that they would. I would hope. I mean, I know that there's history where Microsoft has had a habit of kind of building up things, and then there's this letdown. Listen, I gave them a pass last year. I gave them a pass with E3 last year because I said, listen, what games are they going to announce? We just got the One X. Okay, we know that it takes several years for these big IPs and games to be made, and I know that I myself have gotten tired of you announcing games and then these games never get delivered and we never see them, and then we have to wait 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, sometimes 15 years for these games to come into fruition. So I don't want you just throwing something at me anymore. Those days are past. I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, I speak for the masses. I'm speaking for myself, but I don't want you to show me anything that I can't play until 2025.
And that's one of the things Phil said he didn't want to do anymore. He didn't want to announce games that get canceled or are too far away.
And they got chewed out for doing that. Yeah. Did they not? They did. Yeah. So I'll get holding back. But we are at a place where we're comparing. We're looking at what Sony is doing. Everybody had Nintendo in the grave, right? Yep. We had a couple of years ago, 2 years. Oh, Nintendo is going to die. They need to go. And look what they're doing. Okay, so I just think that this year, though, Microsoft does need to throw some meat. You got to give some meat at E3 2018. You got to throw your fan base some meat. You got to give them something to hoopla about. I think because you've had a year or two, I would say, to whatever that you've had in your idea to at least show some type. Even I don't care if it's a trailer. You've got to show something.
Yeah, you have to show Fable. If there really is a perfect, you know what's crazy is when I saw that they were bringing this guy over, and think about what he did with Lara Croft and Tomb Raider. When they rebooted Tomb Raider, gave it a whole new story. And I thought about, man, if they was to give him Joanna Dark and let him say, all right, here's Joanna Dark, do your thing.
Right. And what game is actually built with the One X other than Forza 7? I think
nothing.
But nothing.
So they're not doing anything with that thing?
No, I'm saying that there hasn't been a game that's actually was built with the native code from the One X. Everything has either been a port, but not actually with the One X in mind. Don't be funny, Nickodemus. Don't be trying to.
I'm trying to get to the bottom of things. What you talking about? I'm trying to get to the bottom of what's going on here.
You know exactly.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. I'm trying to figure out why. First of all, we don't have games for the Xbox. We don't have new IPs and exclusives.
If you knew it, and you know about game development, you know how long it takes. How long did we wait for God of War 4? Can you tell me how long we've been waiting?
I'm wondering why Xbox, why Microsoft not utilizing this Xbox One X power like they should be. Like, what's going on here? Like, I really don't even hear y'all talk about the One X or the games about it like anymore. Like, I really don't.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. State of Decay 2 for the drop in May, and I've been hyped for that joint for the longest. So yeah, I mean, that's not a big list of games, obviously not. But there is games there. It's just we're gonna use a word that people hate to use. It's been super duper ridiculously sparse compared to what the PlayStation is bringing.
Facts. So that's why I'm at. I'm like,
because yeah, they got to whip up a game in like a year. That's what you want. You want to see a game. I mean,
no, not a year.
But you've got to consider.
How many years have we been in this generation?
The One X was just released last year, Nickodemus.
Like, realistically, they should be in a better place by now, right? Like, realistically, they should. Like, they should have invested in new studios, talent, and stuff all this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's really no excuse. I respect
Yes, Jeff.
And honestly, that's what Xbox is lacking. They're lacking variety of games. They're lacking variety of different types of games. Because for me, I feel like they have more FPSs and things like that than they do actually games that are immersive. And they need to have something for all kinds of gamers is what I'm saying. Well, I feel like I just feel like PlayStation brings more variety, and that's why people enjoy PlayStation a lot more. I'm not, and I feel like that is true. Xbox, like, how are you going to come out with a whole nother console when you haven't even utilized the one that you have?
Yeah, that makes no sense. It really
because people were bashing it. People were saying that the Xbox One was the 720p box, and they were getting criticized, so much criticism over the one and the capabilities, and people felt like for a $500 box they were getting
so they did something about it based on that.
But did that not happen? Are we going to act like that wasn't what happened?
But people have also been asking for games and wanting more variety.
And so if you're going to have to go back to
but here's the thing though, that would have never happened if they would have invested in talent and bringing more variety in the first place. That would have never happened with the Xbox.
No, what would have never happened? It wouldn't have happened if they had released the One X from the beginning.
No, listen,
it wouldn't have happened because now you've got to resist.
I don't think. Hold on.
And you've got to create games for it.
We keep saying variety, right? We keep talking about variety of games, right? I think if you actually go onto the Microsoft Store, you can't say there aren't different amounts of games. I think what you guys are thinking, we think of variety. You guys are thinking of a variety of big different type of games. When you think of variety and different type of games, if you go on the Microsoft Store, the only thing you're truly missing when it comes to a variety of games are the amount of Japanese games. I think what you guys are falling into is they don't have the same amount of big titles that are of a variety. Because to say that the Xbox is full of FPS is that's false. If you look at the Microsoft Store and play through the games, that's not the case. It's really not the case.
Xbox has a lot of, I would say this. I play most of my co-op games on Xbox. If I want to play I love co-op games. There aren't a lot of first-party games, co-op games on PlayStation.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what is when you say Xbox, that is what they are most known for. That is the one thing that they do excel in, I will say. So it's like, I feel like that's kind of like what is iconic to Xbox, in my opinion, is that it does have a lot of co-op games. But when you think of, okay, let's think of it from a second. When you say that they do have those available, are we talking not just major titles, but when you say that, you're referring mostly to indie titles, correct?
No.
What I was saying was, yeah, we can say indie titles. That's fine. I'm just saying, I think when people say that there's no variety of games, because a lot of people are in the mode of we're speaking of just big name titles. Right?
I'm not even talking about that though.
Or you're talking about first party. You're talking about first party Microsoft Studio.
I'm games that are going to make you be like, oh, that's Xbox. Oh, this is the reason why I need an Xbox for everything. That's what I'm saying. Like, those are the type of games that they're lacking.
That would be Grand Theft Auto. No, that would be Grand Theft Auto. That would be 2K, because that's why most people are buying Xbox. They are not buying Xbox for first party games as well as PS4. But people are not buying.
Hold on, keeping it funky.
Let's keep it real. All you have to do is go to the #1 game for the month. What's the #2 game?
Only you hardcore fans are making this type of defense. The community is in the uproar right now. They're like, where are our God of Wars? Where are our Horizon?
Hold on, Nick. Hold on for a second. Listen.
So, like, you guys,
there is no one's debating. Hold on. No one's debating PlayStation has better titles. No one's debating that. That's not the debate here. But having better games and having a variety of games are two different arguments. We're talking about variety. We're not talking about games that are just spectacular, like a God of War, which is amazing, right? We're not talking about that. Yes, Xbox needs those type of games. No one's debating that. But we're talking about variety, and variety and games that are great are two different subjects, and we're merging them together.
Okay, well, I'm talking about first-party IPs and the lack of, and there's no excuse why we shouldn't be having those on Xbox.
Okay, I get that, but that's not variety. I get 100% what you're saying, and I was talking about this earlier. I think the biggest mistake Microsoft made, even though I think the Xbox One X is a wonderful console, it is the most powerful console out. Yes, it does that, but I hate the fact that they released it for the point that I think they're using it as a crutch. I saw a tweet from Phil Spencer saying our hardware took time and this took time, and then building games will take time. What you mean will take time? That should have been in the forefront. They use the
okay. So let me say something. Let me say something before, because I don't think y'all heard me regarding that. So with the Xbox One X, my question is, why did they invest all of that into that system based on what people were saying regarding power? We know that power isn't everything based on what the Switch is doing. The Switch came out; it's the least powerful console of all time, probably. But they have games on it.
Dead on arrival.
They have exclusive games on it, so it's doing really well, regardless of power. So, like, I feel like if Microsoft was investing in studios, investing in games and stuff, that whole power thing wouldn't even mean anything. You know what I'm saying? So I think that their whole direction is just wrong.
Well, because
even now, they have the most powerful console, but they don't have the games to really show off that power.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like the same situation when the Switch first came out. A great concept, cool console, but what are you offering as far as games? And that's kind of what Xbox One X is falling under. It's kind of like, all right, you have a powerful console, it can do all the stuff, cool, but where are your games? What's gonna make me feel like it's worth it for me to put my money toward this console if it's not offering me anything as far as gameplay, is all I'm saying. That's just
when it comes to first party, because tell that to the Grand Theft Autos and NBA 2K and the Madden people, because they're playing on the One X all day long, as well as PlayStation. And I get, the thing is, I at some point, guys and gals, and not just you all, but this whole, where are the games thing, after a while, it's like, okay, how long are you going to keep saying that before that even gets old? And I say that only because I just remember the where are the games with the Switch. Wasn't that the talk? Where are the games? No, I mean, so it's like we forget that we say these. You don't remember it. I bet you said it right in this podcast. I know you said it.
No, I didn't say where the games are with the Switch.
And I don't feel like.
I personally don't like Nintendo in general, because based on what the Wii U did.
Okay, stop lying, bro. You know what the Switch does now. You didn't have it day one when it was lacking.
Play the tape. I never complained about their games.
Just blowing the wind. You're just blowing the wind. Where you just go whatever the conversation is for the day.
But throughout the months, I saw Nintendo's bringing the games. I'm like, oh man, they got the games. I want one now.
But that was like how many months later, though?
Come on, Nick. Quit lying, bro. You weren't saying that day one, or you would have bought it day one.
Fam, you sold your Switch because you said
I sold it because for that particular reason. I wasn't playing it.
I'm telling you guys, it wasn't the games. It was that I had no faith in Nintendo. Period. That was it. I had no faith in Nintendo or to be a successful console.
Okay, Nick. Since you had your Switch, how many games have you finished on your Switch since you had it?
How many games have I completed?
Yeah.
Since I had it, well, I just bought it in March, so I've only completed 2.
That's not a lot of playtime, bro.
I just bought it in March. What you want me to do?
Play it.
I am playing it. You said how many games have I beat? Not how many games I've played. I beat 2 games. I played like 7 or 8.
Wait a minute. When was God of War 4 announced?
2016.
They had that big show when they started their conference with it. I was like, what the hell is this? And I was like, this is stupid. I also realized what it was like, holy hell. Yeah, it was 2016. And then bam, 2 years later, we about to play it. And it's probably going to be game of the year.
All right, Barry, I give you that.
Yeah, it's got like, 25 perfect scores so far?
It's likely. Red Dead will be the only real competition this year. But it's probably going to be game of the year. And speaking of God of War, we're giving away a copy. The link is in the description. But it's probably going to be game of the year.
Hey, Fado Mephisto, how you doing?
Shout out to the chat, man. Appreciate you guys rocking.
Hey,
stop
flirting.
Nobody flirting.
Stop flirting with these people out here, man.
You see how her voice got soft all of a sudden?
Sub De Niro.
But at the end of the day, everyone wants to say with Microsoft, wait to E3. Wait to E3. I will say, I am sick of the term.
Saying that shit. Guys, stop saying that shit. I will say, this is the last E3 I wait for. And then you gonna sell your Xbox like I did?
Why? No. I'm not gonna do that.
Sell that shit, man.
I'm not gonna do that. I don't really sell it, but
get you a Switch, man. I'm telling you.
I don't need to sell my Xbox to get a Switch, fam. I can just go in the store and grab that. But
oh, look at this.
Yeah, things have changed. Things have changed. No, man, but what happened is my anticipation for this console would just it'll die. That's it. I'll if they drop something, oh okay, cool, I'll play it. But I'm not gonna be looking forward to waiting no more because who's gonna keep on waiting once a year for the past 5 years, you know, for them to really drop something. Like I'm still pissed about Scalebound. I never stopped.
Well, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm surprisingly, I mean, you know, that would be my kind, but I had no attachment to Scalebound. It's a new IP. It's not like it was something I played before and I liked and I was looking forward.
Microsoft has in their back pocket and they're not using.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I didn't have any type of attachment to it because it wasn't a release game. There was nothing for me to really be disappointed in that. Just the fact that they canceled it and then you've got to scrap something and start all over.
And that's the thing, they don't have to. They still got the assets. They can call Capcom.
Well, I mean, you will have to start over, getting somebody else to develop a game. And even, I mean, I don't know how, I don't just saying, you've got to now get somebody else.
The problem is Scalebound is a perfect example of what's wrong with Xbox this gen, in my opinion. Scalebound was that, when people talk about variety, I spoke on earlier, people look at variety for some reason, they only focus on big name titles. Well, that was that big name, different type of title. That was it. That was the one. And the fact that they scrapped it, that it just flows. It just continues to flow.
And you really think that Scalebound was going to get the accolades and get the love and get the reception? No.
The problem,
it would have been torn
the thing
pieces.
is,
I would have been compared to everything Nintendo and PlayStation, and it would. I mean, come on, you know.
I wanted to play it, but you know what's crazy about that? A lot of people who, and this is for a fact, people who are trashing Scalebound, and it's gonna be trash. When they hear the council, people thought that Platinum still owned the IP. They thought Platinum owned the people asking for it to come to PlayStation. I'm just putting that out there. But Scalebound is the I didn't care for that goofy hippie character, earpiece Karen. I really didn't. Especially if you contrast that with Aloy, she was just way more serious and fierce, where he was kind of goofy, and I really didn't care for that. I did. Sucks.
But I mean, that's your thing.
I know people wanted to let it go, but
like the game.
If Scalebound came out, what would be next? We'll be sitting there waiting to see if Crackdown 3 is not canceled yet. That'll be next. Part of me, 40% of me is saying Crackdown 3 is about to get canceled. That's just me. I just don't see it coming.
Well, they're gonna have to bring the guns out. They're gonna have to bring it out. Most definitely.
Yeah, because they're gonna lose. Because here's the thing: Xbox they're building goodwill with features and things like of that sort. But that's not something you can sustain. Like that's not something you can hold on to for very long. People gonna say thank you, and they're gonna move along. Oh, you gave us digital refunds. Okay, cool. And they're gonna move around. They're gonna buy your games and then get a refund on them and keep on moving because they're not enjoying it. Even though, like I said, State of Decay 2 I'm looking forward to. But let's speak on something we've been talking about, right? God of War, Spider-Man, Detroit Become Human,
Yakuza 6.
Yakuza 6, which, by the way, I never played none of the Yakuza games, but after I finished streaming God of War, I'm jumping to the Yakuza games.
Yakuza.
Download the demo. The demo on PS4 right now.
Everybody keep telling me this, but the amount of people
not in the chat
playing it, like Demi. Demi, one of the people in this game community, I take his word. Demi say Yakuza great, the game is great.
Yeah, Yakuza is a lot of fun, and there's so much you can do. You can just run around the city, and I don't know if we're allowed to curse, so F around or whatever, just do stupid stuff. It's fun. I love playing it.
Look who in the chat.
What's up, Crunk?
I'm in the hangout too.
Oh, look at this. Where you
I
at,
know,
girl?
I had an accident earlier and I spilled some grease on my foot.
Oh, snap.
Oh, no. You got blisters?
You burn your bunions?
Oh, I ain't got no bunions, dog.
You burn your feet with grease? Chicken grease? Like what?
It was I was cooking some bacon, some pork chops, and the juice off of the pork chops, it kind of sits on the bottom of the pan. And when I took the pan out of the oven, the juice come out of the side of it and it poured on my foot.
The craziest shit only happens to Crunk.
It does.
The
I
craziest shit.
and went to sleep like with the. I had my mom.
Your calling to work game is just on point.
Man, I usually be on point. I was cooking, man. Shit just didn't work out.
Hey, Mom, we have a question from you from the chat. I said, would you agree that Microsoft should let 343 Gears devs return 10 and create more than just what they're known for, just like Sony devs do?
Hell yes. Yes, they need to.
They're saying that for
Of course they do.
That's Microsoft's biggest problem. And 343 studio is huge.
And people that are new to this chat just don't know me. You know, anybody that want to call me a damage controller, you really don't know me. You haven't. You really don't. So you can, you hear me making my opinions,
just
and saying how I see things. You guys like to throw that around, but can we please? Because, But Microsoft definitely needs to let 343 and their devs just think outside the box and do different things. And they're not as creative and taking the risk. And that's something that I have said plenty of times before, that's something that they need to do.
Well, ain't that why Bungie left?
I kind of think they took some risks this generation. It just didn't work out.
True. And that's true. And the thing is, you have folk that are, and they did it with Sunset Overdrive. They did it with Quantum Break. I mean, that was something different, definitely different. In the way, of course, the not just the gameplay, but the presentation and all that of the game. So it was, but it just was not received very well as far as sales. Xbox gamers did not support the game like I think they thought they would.
Let me say something real quick that I think is, I think the only shooter that Xbox really had, I think they pushed, was Titanfall, and I kind of think that this generation they were missing that go-to first-party type of shooter that they always come up with every generation. Like it was Gears for the first Xbox. Was it Gears or Halo first? Halo first, right?
Halo first for the first.
It was
Xbox,
Halo first, yeah.
So
it was Halo first, and then it was Gears. And I was trying to figure out, like, this generation, what was that go-to multiplayer experience from Xbox going to be? I thought it was going to be Titanfall, but I'm like, well, that didn't work out. So I'm like, what is it going to be? PUBG, cool, but I mean, I still think they need that go-to first-party shooter. That's what most of the Xbox people are looking for.
Well,
like
hey, Crunk, you just got in, so I want to ask you. Microsoft just got Daryl Gallagher from Square Enix. He was the studio head, and he did Rise of the Tomb Raider. Do you think he's getting his own studio, and then so Microsoft will, instead of it being a multiplayer big game, it'll be a story focused big game at the end of that.
We'll see. I had never heard of the guy until Mama put him in the chat. But his caliber and the stuff where he's worked at some really good places. That may be where they're going, but I still feel like most of my friends that are on Xbox, that are like just regular cats who just like the shooters and stuff like that. They looking for like that go-to shooter for this generation, and they just haven't found it with Xbox yet. They thought I'm thinking that Microsoft thought Titanfall was going to be that game. I really truly thought that, but it didn't work out that way. And I'm like, is it PUBG? I'm like, I don't know. It may be, but I'm like, I'm still like, I still feel like they just haven't found that go-to game that their core audience wants, per se, like that go-to shooter. Like in 360 era, we already know like Gears was like the go-to, Halo was the go-to. Like, I don't think they found their go-to genre defining game this generation yet.
And what's crazy is, like, one thing I was getting ready to hit on is we talked about God of War, Yakuza, Spider-Man, Detroit Become Human. Like it's not up for debate. I think anyone, no matter what your bias may be, has to admit that Sony is the class of games right now. They're the class.
Yeah, Sony is the best game publisher.
But you
Sony definitely the best game publisher versus Microsoft.
But the thing about it is, I've been saying this since fucking 2013. Everybody, Sony ain't got no games. Sony ain't got no games. I'm like, yo, when it comes to first party, I know they're coming. I've been saying this for so long. I'm like, yo, I know they're coming. They're coming. And everybody was laughing at that greatness awaits shit.
Okay, but don't that argument, don't that sound familiar, Crunk? And people say the same thing about Xbox right now, and people.
But see, fame. This is the thing, though. People see the same thing that happened last generation happen this generation. At the beginning of the generation, who puts out a whole bunch of games, and then at the end of the generation, who doesn't put out that many?
Yeah, that happened last year. That's how the
PS3
caught up so much.
Because you had the confidence because of what they've done before, and then you know Sony has, their first party studios and line and games. Period. They have built that foundation, and you know that.
Yeah, so, like I've been with Sony since the first PlayStation. I know how they go. Their first parties always like PS5. I bet you any amount of money they're gonna start out slow.
Yeah,
they're gonna start.
That's how it is with every time they release a new console. I will say that it does start out slow because my PlayStation 4 was collecting dust for a good amount of time before they came out with some games. So I'm not even gonna lie on that.
And unless you're into like a whole bunch of the Japanese or the small titles, you're not gonna be satisfied with your PlayStation unless you're like a huge PlayStation fan.
PlayStation has satisfied me every day, every night since it existed.
PlayStation.
I'm just saying. I'm
sure about that.
I'm just keeping.
Well, I can't even. I have to. Well, I can say yes and no on that because I'm really big on a lot of Japanese games as well, and smaller titles that are Japanese games, and even still like. When they always do that first release, it's still slow. It's slow.
Yeah, it's gonna be. But you know what? Though I think this generation they had more games at the beginning than they ever had before.
Or at least JRPG something. So
like the first two generations, like they really didn't do what they did this generation, where they gave you a lot of indies. You had some second party stuff. You had less first party, but then they made up for that with the indies. I think they gave you a little bit more indies than they did first party. So because first party always takes their damn time. It took I think Horizon 7 years. It took this God of War 5 years.
But I'm glad that they take their time on their games though, because it does seem a lot more worth it in the end when they release. So I like that process they don't rush. Yeah,
Sony has a reputation, and
now
they built it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, for good quality games, they do. They have a reputation, and even when they were a little sparse, people still knew they had confidence. Microsoft just does not have that confidence, and rightfully so. We've said that. I've said that before. It's like they made some moves that was just kind of, all right. You're closing down studios, you're canceling games. If you do that, people are going to lose their confidence.
And I think that's what they need to focus on right now is rebuilding the trust, of their consumers. I think they really need to, go to the drawing board and figure out, how they can even bring in new fans of the Xbox. So I think that's their biggest hurdle right now.
Yeah, Crunk, you made a good point. You said that a lot of your cats,
the way she made me think of actual cats.
My cat.
Remind me of my grandpa or something. These cats over here.
Oh my gosh! When you said that your boys, your cats, or whatever, they're waiting for that shooter on Xbox. I mean, and we know that the base of Xbox, they're the shooters and co-op games. That's their base. But my question to you guys and those in the chat is: do we want Microsoft to be a replica of Sony? Of Sony. I mean, do we want them? My thing is, why can't Sony have its own identity and Nintendo and Microsoft? Not saying that Microsoft and Xbox or doesn't need to provide some story-driven first-party games, but I see it all the time. Do we give Sony crap for not producing first-party co-op and multiplayer games? And that, I mean, and when people say that, because we know that they rely on third party for that, but should we give Microsoft that same leeway in relying on third party for first party driven games, especially if their core and their base and where they know their bread and butter and where they're going to make their money at is co-op and multiplayer or shooters.
Let me answer your question.
Okay.
So I've always wondered, can Sony make a good multiplayer game? They did prove it with Last of Us last generation with the multiplayer. For me, anyways, I thought Last of Us multiplayer was fun as hell. And their multiplayer with Uncharted 2, not so much 3, but I thought 2. I think 2 and 4 weren't bad at all multiplayer wise. But that's not what their games are known for. I know with Resistance had a pretty good multiplayer for 2, and then 3 was just complete trash. Killzone 3's multiplayer was okay. 2's multiplayer was way better. It's not their forte. They kind of, it's like the second like thing that kind of people look at, but they aren't known for just straight up multiplayer games. And the ones that they do, most of the time they don't do as well, or they aren't fully baked. I think what was the name of that damn game they came out with that had like 100 player versus 100 players, and it bombed.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I'm playing PS3.
Yes. So it's not like Sony hasn't tried multiplayer games before. Even we talking about God of War. God of War had a multiplayer last game.
Was it any good?
I would say that
I liked it, but I thought it took away from
what's that game called? Mag or something like that.
Mag.
There you go. Yeah. Mag. That's the name of it. Like Sony tried stuff like that. Or SOCON 4, which came out at the wrong time because that's when the PlayStation Network went down.
I'll never forget that.
When that game came out, it blundered because of the PlayStation Network crash. Like it came out at the like a week after, or it was like the week after. That it was bad, but
that's when I got rid of Big Planet for free.
Yeah, there you go. I feel like Sony, that's something that I think they could work on and be better at, even though they're known for single player stuff. So I get what you're saying, Mama. That we give Microsoft way too much flack for not having what Sony has, and we don't give enough flack to Sony because they don't have what Microsoft has. But Microsoft hasn't really been themselves this generation when it comes to what they're good at either.
That's true.
That's true.
So
that's very true. You're right.
It's a double-edged sword for Microsoft. They aren't doing what they usually do, and they aren't doing what Sony does either.
Because Halo 5 was not received as well as I think it should have been or could have been. Let me say it that way.
Is where, a game like Halo, which has, the story has Halo. If you're really into Halo stories, have always been dope as hell, right? There's some games, I think a lot of people didn't really like Halo 4, but the first 3 Halo people love the story. And Halo 5 completely got away from the story. Now, Halo 6, multiplayer number 1 still has to be fire. But their story better be banging or Halo has to die. And it's crazy for a game that people really saying the multiplayer got to be on point. If that story ain't on point, Halo has to die.
We think it would be different if PUBG was first party.
It would be.
Yeah.
I think PUBG would be that number 1 go-to game for Microsoft.
I honestly still think when those rumors came out, I still think Microsoft gonna end up absorbing them. I just feel it. I feel like Microsoft was it Bluehole Corp or something like that. I think Microsoft gonna absorb them. I really do because they're pissed at the whole Fortnite thing, and I just think Microsoft will absorb Bluehole. The fact that we ain't hear about the PS4 version yet is ridiculous. I don't understand what's taking so long.
I don't know, but they let Fortnite come with the Chun-Li out here and just took everything. It was like we finna run with this joint straight to the touchdown.
And yes, De Niro, I am the only one with a cam on because my damn panel didn't want to go cams today. So yeah, it's just me. But I will convince them at some point.
Nah, the way I'm feeling right now, I'm good.
I won't have them all across the board. It's just a moment of time. Nick used to love to show his face.
Hey, I usually come on, man, but today ain't just wasn't a good day to be on cam. At least I popped up though.
You did pop up right at the end.
I'm sorry,
but we appreciate you, man. We know you have stuff going on. But I will let you guys know before we get up out of here. Number one, hit that like button, subscribe. Look on the screen right now. Everyone's Twitter handles underneath their avatar. Make sure you guys follow. We're gonna get up out of here, but I do want to give my people. What was that?
You know, I got to announce the winner.
Oh snap! Yes. Yes. Yeah. If you guys don't know, we did have 2 giveaways going. The God of War giveaway, which ends tomorrow, and we did have an Xbox Starter Kit giveaway, which was Mamacita.
Okay, it was 12 months of Xbox Live, 1 month of Xbox Game Pass, a month of EA Access, and the BioShock Collection.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep. We actually gave that away. So the winner of that is Koopa at Respect the Logo. You have Koopa at Respect the Logo. KOOPA. You are the recipient of the Xbox Starter giveaway.
Congratulations.
And so, yay. And I will be sending the codes within 15-20 minutes after we end the podcast.
You hit him up and make sure he reply first.
Yeah.
Not to re-roll.
Well, yeah, he's actually one of my followers.
Oh, beautiful.
So I'm sure yeah. Congratulations.
Congratulations, my guy.
All right.
Go enjoy that good old God of War, man.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I got the Pro. I got the Pro Saturday.
Nice.
Oh, dope.
Yes, I swapped in my had the OG PS4.
Man,
you'll be able to play 4K games like the Switch.
You better than me, girl. I'm still sticking.
Switch ain't got no 4K games. Shut up.
You need to go. And I have a Switch, okay? I have a Switch, I have a Pro, and I have a 1X.
Of God of War. I said tomorrow, but I apologize. The giveaway actually ends Friday. We're going to end it on the day of release. So, yes, go to the link down below. Enter to win. I'll give that away. But we're going to start with these outros. Oh, before we start with the outros, I want to say once again, rest in paradise, my man Xbox Addict. You will be sorely and truly missed in this gaming community. We're gonna go to the outros today. We're gonna start with my right-hand one man, Mamacita.
Okay. I was in the middle of typing. Hey, okay. All right, y'all. As I've said before, y'all know me. This is Mamacita, and thank you for coming on with us tonight, Jasmine. This was really cool having you on, and I've got to make sure I follow and look up what you ladies are doing. People, yeah, girl, you held your own in here, girl.
I knew she would. That's why when we went back and forth on Twitter one day, I went right to her DMs. Hey, Jasmine, can you come on with some games?
DMs though.
Yeah, but I'm
like that though, who can back up what they say sometimes in this gaming community, man. Those be the real.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though, you can't say you don't like something or something is not for you without providing reasons. I feel like a lot of people in the gaming community, they just say that they hate something, but they can't even tell you why. So I'm just like,
or just repeat what everybody else is saying.
Pretty much.
Somebody else said, they say it.
Exactly. A lot of people just want to go with the trend of not liking something. So, I mean, I have no hate to Microsoft, and I mean, I definitely can appreciate y'all who are passionate about it, because I mean, it's good to be passionate about something and like something, it's like, just because somebody doesn't like something doesn't mean you have to dislike it. And not everything is for, someone. So, hey, if some people enjoy it, that's fine with me.
We all different people, man. We all wasn't meant to like the same stuff.
Exactly.
That's the beauty of it, and that's one of the reasons why we make this podcast. We different gamers with different opinions. We like different stuff, but we all cool at the end of the day. We all friends, and we do this for fun.
Exactly.
But I'm sorry, Mama Cita. Go ahead and finish our outro, love.
Oh, I was pretty much finished. There's nothing. I'm just about to send our winner the notice, and that's about it.
Gotcha. Macaval, we appreciate the donation, my guy. Thanks for rocking with us once again. You have been loyal to this podcast, and we appreciate you, man. We're going to keep doing our best to push out more and more content for you guys to enjoy. Thank you once again. We're gonna next up my light-skinned brother, Nickodemus X.
Yeah, I'm gonna need all that money he just donated to help pay my rent. every penny of that, man. Just saying. I'll be over there in your area tomorrow for that.
Come on over.
Yeah, but no, this is Nico, the King of Indies himself. Check me out on Twitter, Nickodemus X, King of Indies. I'm the only one like me in the world. Before we get off, though, I need everybody. Who's that? The baby girl?
Yeah.
She called me. Oh, the princess is mad. You better get off. Nah, but I need everybody on this podcast, on this panel, to admit that Sony is the best games publisher in the business. I need everybody to admit that before we go.
Are we really going there though?
We're doing this right now.
I'm on your side. I love Sony, but I'm not about to do that. Like,
we are doing this. Yes, we are. We're going to admit today that Sony is the better game publisher.
I ain't got time right now. My daughter crying.
We are doing this right now. Yes, I want everybody to admit
they
this.
not. It's
he's gotta go take care of his daughter.
Thank you, Michael, for the donation.
It's Bethesda. Crunk Girl.
Yep.
All right, and our wonderful guest from the great state of Texas, our fellow Texan, our fellow DFW compadre from Pretty Brown and Nerdy, Miss Jasmine.
What are we doing?
Outro.
I was lost.
We just saying goodbye.
Okay, I was like, wait, what's happening? I was just like, hey. Okay, yeah, it was fun being on here. Make sure y'all follow Pretty Brown and Nerdy on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. We're everywhere. Check out our website. You can follow me on Twitter. I believe my handle is below my icon. Yep. And yeah, I hope to be on again. This was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
You are a better game publisher than Microsoft.
Anytime.
Thanks to Michael.
And give Jay Barry that work. Jay Barry tried to come out some free smoke. I told him, I say, Jasmine will give you that business. You just don't know. Don't know. But thank you guys for rocking with us once again. You guys have leveled up to 49. This has been XP Podcast. Rest in peace, Matt, Mr. Xbox Addict. You guys have a great one, and we out.
And thank you, Michael, for the donation.
Appreciate you, brother. We out. Peace.